Hello, good morning, and welcome to this overnight challenge. It's not dawn yet. It's too early for dawn busters, but it is not too early for a taste challenge. I have two 40 alcohol Canadian blended whiskeys. This is Potter's Crown, imported Potter's Crown blended whiskey, Canadian whiskey blended. A rare blend of Canadian whiskey distilled and blended in Canada. Age a minimum of 36 months. So it's a 3-year age. It's got a crown for King Charles III, King of Canada. King of Northern Ireland, King of Jamaica, and other realms and territories around the world. Okay. Well, this one is pretty rare for Louisiana. Maybe not California. It's bottled in California. Stop it. That's why you came in here, to knock over men's? No. Claude is going to say, I'm herding cats. All right, so let me turn off the lamp. Got a little dust on it, on the camera. Introduced in 1983. It is imported by and bottled by Frank-Lin Distillers of no. Get up there. Frank-Lin Distillers of California, named after a husband and wife team, Frank and Lynn, and they bought the distillery. They both passed away, but their family still owns it. Doesn't say anything about flavoring added or coloring added, although Canadian whiskey can have that, and they don't have to put it on the label. Ow! Get down! Get away. If I wear blue jeans, she wants to jump on and hang on to my blue jeans. Come here. Ow. Come here. Now you were having so much fun playing with your ink pen. I have an ink pen that was out of ink. Ballpoint pen. She's fascinated by this ink pen to chase it all through the house. Then she brings it into the bathroom and knocks it under the door to where she can't get to it. And then she tries to figure out how to get it again by opening the door and getting out. All right, so here's the competitor, or really the main thing I've been using the last week and a half. This is Master Distillers Selection, blended Canadian whiskey from Collingwood Distillery of Ontario, Canada. No, and it's bottled in Kentucky. It's got a wooden cap, real wooden cap, real cork. Oh yeah, I knew she was going to have to knock that down. She got to knock anything. You ought to try folding clothes with this animal. I fold clothes and put them up there. She's trying to knock them all down for no purpose, just to knock them down. That's the whole thing with the cans. She realized all my cans were stacked up, so she wanted to. She said, "Oh, I want to knock them all off the shelf." Okay. They're both about the same appearance. Kind of amber. Jason Wickham says, "Good morning, Jay. Happy February, and good morning, Kitten." Yeah, you hear that all noise? Go play with your bugs. Go get it. Leave the bottles alone. Get it. Get it. Get it. box is up there. What are you going to do about that? Oh, gotta knock out. All right. So appearance won't matter. Let's look at Frank-Lin Distilling. We'll do a screen share. Look at Frank-Lin Distilling. Frank-Lin.com. Then we'll look at Walmart because they're I think Master Distiller Selection is made for Walmart. I can't prove it. Ow! Get off of me. All right. So here's Frank-Lin Distillers Products Limited. They've got brandy, cognac, cordials, cream liqueur, gin, liqueurs, herbal liqueurs, mixes, just non-alcoholic mixes that you can add liquor to, ready to drink. I've never seen these. Scotch whiskey, single malt, Scotch whiskey, pure malt, blended, schnapps, tequila, triple sec vodka, whiskey, bourbon whiskey, blended whiskey, Canadian whiskey. But there's no, you see, they show Potter's Crown, but there's no link. Like you can't click on it and it'll show anything else. Okay, so there's Frank-Lin. The Maestri family. Well, that's very interesting, very, very interesting, because the Maestri family, they're Mexican, actually. Well, from Spain back 300 years ago, but they have a distillery in Mexico that they own. It's called Maestri Distillery, and that's where most of Sazerac's tequila comes from. And they also have one of their relatives has an import company called Mexcor in Houston, Texas. Now today, Vince Maestri is the president and CEO. Frank-Lin Maestri founded the company in 1966. Well, they bought it from a previous distilling company that had started in 3. So it was owned by somebody else who they don't mention for 33 years, and then they bought it, and their kids run it today. And their children are probably elderly these days. Okay, so I think he met her during World War II when he was in Hawaii, of all things. So anyway, yeah, Fairfield, California. They have a new facility. They have premium brands. They do contracting and so forth. There you go. And I bought this. Oh, go on to Walmart. Master Distillers. They're still not showing that añejo rum, but I saw it on the shelf and it's almost black. $14.96. Are you kidding me? No, I'm serious. Real cork. Real wooden cap. There's the distillery master, Danny Kahn, but it's showing Barton 1792 Distillery. So apparently he's the master distiller at Barton and up in Canada, because he has to go to both locations. Sound like a headache of a job and forth to 2 different distilleries, but Sazerac, they're kind of budget conscious, let's say it like that. They'll charge you an arm and a leg for their products, but they like to keep things low cost for themselves. And they do have a lot of inexpensive product, can't lie, like this one. But then they put out, Weller, Blanton's, and all those expensive ones. Come on, get down from the chair. They're saying that this thing is perfect. It says, you can barely read it, it's so small. Perfect for sipping neat in juice or mixing into classic cocktails. Well, it's about the only 3 ways you have it. So they're saying it's a perfect whiskey. Well, it's not a perfect whiskey, but You hear that? She's going crazy. Now don't go by the wires. I'll have to put you out the room. You already bit through this wire once. Come here. Where are you? Come here. Play with. No, that's a good idea. Play with your toys. Play with it. I bought it for you. She doesn't really great price. She doesn't really like cat toys. She'll play with them a little bit, but she gets bored. She likes playing with this kind of stuff, like an ink pen. She'll play with that for like an hour almost. It's like she knows she's not supposed to play with it, so she wants it. I paid $14.99 for Potter's Crown, this huge jug bottle. The handle, they call it a handle because it's got like a handle on the back because it's heavy where you can grab it. 1,750 milliliters. 750 milliliters. See what she's doing? You know, fascinated by a cardboard box cover. She won't scratch on the scratching board. I bought her a scratching board. They say, oh yeah, they'll scratch on it. They won't tear up the chair like this leather office chair. No. She won't scratch on it. All right. Yeah, smells regular. Sweet corn. Maybe a little rye whiskey, some malt whiskey. That's usually Canadian whiskeys have that kind of construction, mostly corn, some rye, good amount of rye. Nope. And usually some malted barley. They call it single malt whiskey. And you can buy single malt Canadian whiskey. I know Crown Royal's got a new product out called Crown Royal Single Malt. You can buy 100% rye whiskey from Canada, and I have one. It's kind of bland, but I was some high-end whiskey at the liquor store yesterday and walked away from it. Oh, you was looking at something. You left that word out. Yeah, I can't blame you. Okay, this smells sweeter and maybe like it's got a little flavoring such as sherry in it, like dry sherry. I don't know. If you read the Canadian regulations, it says they're allowed to add flavoring, natural flavoring. That's all it says. They're allowed to have natural flavoring, doesn't specify, and may have caramel color. That's all it says. Sherry would be a natural flavoring. Sherry is a type of wine that's natural. Would give it a unique flavor. Now, some people dog Canadian whiskey like that because, oh, it has flavoring. It has flavoring. Well, it doesn't always have flavoring. It's allowed to have flavoring, but that turns some people off. You know, bourbon can't have flavoring. Bourbon can't have flavoring. I know that. Taste time. Cheers. A lot of oak barrel here. Oh, yeah, I bought this at International Market. I was going to say Total Wine and More, but International Market had it for a lower price, $14.99 for that bottle. I think they still have it in stock. It's very oaky, though. Ooh, almost like sipping on wood. Maybe a little too much wood. Maybe that's why it's a budget brand. It's not the greatest. All right, taste. Yeah, you get oak here, but it's not like biting. It's like, this is more like sweet corn, like Crown Royal. Tastes like Crown Royal. And I think they're trying to make it taste like Crown Royal. As a private label, I think it's a private label for Walmart, but a private label competitor. Will it really draw people away from Crown Royal? Maybe a handful of people, not too many, even though it's $10 less, you know. Sounds good though. I like Crown Royal. Yeah, it's worth trying. You know, most people, they're not going to try it. They'll be like, oh, it looks like a store brand. Well, you can't say it's bad if you don't try it. I bought the private label Worcestershire sauce Food Club. Tastes good to me. I'm almost finished with it. I put it on meat and stuff. And then I bought the Great Value Worcestershire sauce last week. Oh, it was only $1, like literally $1 plus tax. I was like, I'll buy it. If it's no good, I won't buy it again. And then I bought Heinz. They had a good price on Heinz Worcestershire, a big bottle. I know Heinz is a famous company. I'm pretty sure they know how to make sauces. They've been making ketchup sauce, ketchup and all of that for 150 years. And you know, Hunt's makes ketchup, which they used to call catsup until around 1989 or 88. Catsup is like the old way of spelling ketchup, catsup. All right. Well, I'm going to give the win to Master Distillers, but you could pay the same price, well, 3 cents more, $14.99 as opposed to $14.96, and you get 1,000 extra milliliters. So, are you really coming out ahead with the Master Distillers? On flavor, a little bit ahead. On value, way behind. So it's all a balancing act. But I got it wrong. The bitey one that I wasn't so pleased with is the Master Distiller. So I couldn't even, you say you failed. Yeah, I did fail. So I couldn't even tell them apart. So obviously Potter's Crown wins running away in this shocking development. Do I get shocked with these taste challenges sometimes? Definitely. Here's an example. People turn up their noses at store brands. I don't. I mean, sometimes the store brands are made at the same plants at the big name brands. That's right. Vienna sausage being a perfect example. Get great value Vienna sausage, and it's like significantly cheaper than the Armour. Armour's the most famous name brand for that kind of stuff. But then they're made at the same place. You really think they're making a separate recipe for theirs? Oh no, they're just putting different labels on it. They taste the same, exactly the same, but some people wouldn't buy it. They would not buy it. You could give them, if they didn't know what it was, they'd say, "Oh yeah, that's the good stuff, Armour." You know, but Food Club, if they see great value, they're going to automatically think it's no good. No. Sometimes a private label is not as good. Sometimes it's not. Okay, I get that. Like right now. But if it's something like sugar, like a bag of sugar, like how would that make a difference? All just granulated sugar, right? So I always buy the cheapest one I could find, like Simply Done or whatever. Oh no, that's plates and cups. It's called something else. Whatever that really cheap private label is, but it tastes just like sugar. Walmart used to have a super low value, but they stopped making it because people thought it was low quality and they wouldn't buy it. But I bought that bag of sugar. It tastes just like sugar. Oh yeah, sugar, salt, black pepper. It's the same. It is the same. There's no way anybody's going to tell me they could taste McCormick black pepper and then try the private label and they can tell them apart. I don't believe it. Oh well, too bad for you, Master Distillers. You got beat by this value brand, which they say on their own website it's a value brand. They sell premium. They have premium products, which I've never seen around here. I guess in California, they everywhere. You know, that's where their headquarters are. But that's why you got to do a blind taste test. Blind, where you don't know which is which. I see people doing these taste tests, but they're looking, oh, here's Jim Beam and here's Evan Williams. Well, you're looking at it and you know which is which. Or they got Budweiser and Miller High Life, but you've got to do it blind to take away any bias. You might not even realize you're biased, so like an unconscious bias. And you want to make sure that you don't do that. And a blind taste test will ensure that. I got tags below here. You see the little paper? I got them taped below with a code. When I looked at the code, I said, woof, I got it wrong. Wasn't happy about it, but it happened. Now, with the Sazerac brands, I pretty much got it right every time. I think I got it wrong once. Because those Sazerac brands, when they say with natural flavors, it has this distinctive, unusual flavor. A good flavor, but it's unusual, so you can tell it apart. But now I'm bringing in these other companies. I got McAdams coming in this week. May not be able to tell apart. And I got that for $7.99 for a liter at Total Wine and More. $7.99 for a liter. Can you believe? What do you want? You want to go out? You want some food? Okay, go ahead. Should be right back. Neil Peart's favorite whiskey was the Macallan Single Malt. Ever tried it? I've heard of it. Never tried it. I'd like to. Um, I still got one more private label single malt. It's called Trader Joe's. I think it's bourbon cask finish, or is it the rum? I can't remember. Those weren't too great. Now there's an example. The Trader Joe's private label blended Scotch and the single malts, they weren't so great. They were cheap and they tasted cheap. On the other hand, their mezcal, it's over there whipping all the expensive mezcals that I have. I mean, literally beating it. And I paid $19.99 or something like that for Trader Joe's. That's like way cheaper than other mezcals. Mezcals usually be at least $30, which to me is overpriced. But you would think, oh, Trader Joe's, that's a joke. And this was my thinking. I'm thinking the same as everybody else. But I did a blind taste test, and I did it again, kept doing it, and it kept winning. So I'm like, yep. Like I said, it doesn't always work out. Now, I don't know about their bourbon. Haven't tried it. Haven't tried their Irish whiskey. Got a bottle unopened. Told you she'd be crying to come back in. I think Co have a particular formula. Yeah, they do. And so, the private labels can't really compete. Now, the ones you want to find is the Coca-Cola with real sugar. Hard to find. Pepsi Cola real sugar. I know where to find that. They always have it in stock at Cash Saver. 12 packs. Made with pure cane sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup. It's a lot better. Get off of my legs. You don't realize your claws hurt. She thinks, it's just claws. What? Yeah, why don't you go up there? Now, as soon as I cut off the camera, she'll be quiet and relaxed. But it's like I'm doing something, so it's making her active, like wild. I love Pepsi with real sugar. It's called Soda Shop Pepsi, I think. Well, it might be called different things in different areas. Over here, they just call it Pepsi. They used to call it Pepsi Throwback. Then they changed the name to Pepsi Real Sugar. For a while, they had Mountain Dew with real sugar as a special. I've seen it. My local store got Dr. Pepper real sugars. It came back. It was like gone for 4 years, and then it showed up again. I was telling everybody, that's not the same Dr. Pepper. I was telling them, this Dr. Pepper has real sugar, and the other ones is high fructose corn syrup, but went over their head. Everybody's looking at me like, so? I'm like, don't worry about it. I've seen Fanta, real sugar, Sprite, real sugar. They're always from Mexico. Although the Pepsi real sugar is from the USA and the Dr. Pepper real sugar is from Texas, I think. Good stuff. Yeah, now I use those in the mix-ups, with the vodka. Now I'm out of vodka. No more vodka. But that's okay because I got this rum from the Maestri people, from Mexcor. It's called Taro. It's not bad, actually. Not great. Oh, there's your little sock. She put a hole in my sock, so I made a toy out of it. Which she has some mild interest in. She liked it when she could tear a hole in it. Now once the hole got torn, she's running around after. Oh, whoa! Hold on, man. You knocked over the heater. So But she was being really quiet last night while I was sleeping. She was being really good, but then around 12:30, she got up out the bed. I thought, uh-oh, she was laying on the bed. Then I could hear her rolling that ball around. I said, she's going to make me lose sleep now. Oh, I saw Jean-Pierre did a Schaefer beer review yesterday. I wish I could find it here. I'd love to taste Anheuser-Busch version of it. I would too. I hadn't seen Schaefer in Louisiana since 2000, the year 2000. And we used to get it all the time. We get the suitcases called the Weekender. 24 cans for $7.98. True story. That was the price. But it disappeared. And then they only had Schaefer Light, which is good. And then in 2017, that disappeared. Not that they ever promoted it. Don't ever think Pabst's going to promote anything. So too bad for too bad for Master Distillers. You lose today. Maybe not tomorrow, but clearly they lost. It cost more per ounce, quite a bit more per ounce, and it could not beat our elegant looking Master Distillers. Let me see. Let me calculate this. $14.99 divided by, whoops. $14.99 divided by 1750 times 750. So that would be $6.42 if it was a regular size bottle. And ain't nobody gonna sell it that cheap. $6.42. Ooh. Although you can go to Walmart and get Caliber Canadian for $6 and something, $6.90. Crazy price. Caliber's not bad, not bad. So they've got Caliber. That's their private label. That's owned by Walmart. But then they got this one now, a little fancier. But it's $14.96, and you can get a handle of Caliber for $11.96. $11.96. Can you believe it? I haven't seen it since about 2010. It was last seen here in 40-ounce bottles only in Spanish stores. What state are you in? I found a 40-ounce bottle of Schaefer in Baltimore, downtown Baltimore. And in Maryland, you can only buy beer at a liquor store. They don't sell beer or wine or anything unless it's a liquor store. You can't go to a grocery store and buy beer. Maryland's very restrictive. But there's Schaefer. Bottle. I saw that bottle. I was like, I got to buy it, because I've never seen Schaefer in a bottle. But I did, and I bought it. What do you want? What do you want? Okay, say goodbye to everybody, because getting off the air, getting off the broadcast, getting big, huh? And your hair is turning brown. It used to be all gray, but look, brown. Why is it turning brown? Your ears are, it's interesting. Brown around your legs. All right, well, that's it, folks. Bye, kitty. Does crybaby enhance your life more than annoy? Now, that's a good question. I don't know the answer, because she's plenty aggravating, Jeff. But she's cute. She's like cuddly and all, but she's very disruptive, so I don't know the answer. Tearing up this office chair I'm not too pleased with, but I was going to get rid of it anyway. It's getting worn out. Okay, I'm going to go turn on the news, everybody. Y'all take care. Join us tomorrow, us, me, and her and myself, for another Liquor Canadian Whiskey Taste Challenge.